Simon & Schuster AudioWorks presents Star Trek: The Next Generation.
The inhale there kind of threw off the timing a bit. You were like, 2.
Because I needed to breathe, man. I would unfortunately would have gotten caught by the guy from the Don't Breathe horror series. Remember that? Where he's a
Wasn't
blind
that
man.
just a blind rapist?
I think so. A blind impregnator, because he uses a turkey basin. He doesn't.
Well, I mean, you don't need to. He was a rapist. like I don't think your distinction changes what I said.
I think in the second one he's a good guy. I don't remember. I haven't watched the second one, but that's right.
I always felt annoyed with that film because I feel like they added the whole like him kidnapping a lady and impregnating her with a turkey-based scene element of the story because he was like too sympathetic, I guess, and they wanted the movie to be like
a scary,
yeah. You need to be afraid of him, and it's gonna be like a John Wick style movie if he's completely justified in just taking out home invaders.
Yeah. Because he's blind, he's like a military, ex-military dude, and he's like been wronged in life in some way, and then they're like, oh, he's actually a rapist on top of that.
Yeah, and then they're like, oh, by the way, secretly, he's got a woman kidnapped below, and he's gonna impregnate her to make a new son because the lady killed his son. And it's like,
well,
where'd that come from?
Eye for an eye, baby for a baby. That's what he says. No, he does. I don't know what he says.
Ironic that it's eye for an eye, and his eyes didn't work.
Yeah, exactly.
Why not take the eyes of the person that blinded him?
That sounds like a myth. Like, like an old story would be like that, where someone gets over the devil because he's already blind and he trades his eyes with the devil and the devil goes blind, but he's already blind. So he was like, I'm fine. I was already blind and I get, I don't know, what do you trade for the devil? The skill to play a piano or whatever,
A fiddle, usually.
A fiddle, you get a fiddle. You're a really good fiddler from that point on.
Any kind of otherworldly ability.
Yeah, I was already blind, so I just kind of traded nothing, and you're blind now, devil,
Yeah. Now I've got eyes, and I can play the fiddle. Don't Breathe. I never saw Don't Breathe 2 though.
Yeah, me neither.
Did you? You didn't see it?
Yeah, that's why I just heard rumors that he's a good guy.
Well, that's
in
a
that
bit
one.
of a dead end, I guess.
Well, yeah, it's a bit of a dead end since number one
Ensigns.
Don't Breathe podcast.
We're only 4 or 3 minutes in.
Well, why not? Let's keep them guessing. When is it going to happen? Sometimes it never happens when we forget about it. Sometimes it happens 50 minutes into the episode. Sometimes it happens 3 minutes.
It's never happened 50 minutes in.
I don't know. I bet someone could find. If someone cares, they can listen for all the 100 or whatever episodes.
I don't remember. I usually forget what we talked about pretty quickly. I feel like I can say with pretty good certainty that we never do an intro 50 minutes in.
Has there ever been an issue where we never did an intro?
That's not the same thing.
No,
and
I'm
also,
just
no,
asking.
I don't think so.
No,
I think
okay.
we've always done an intro. We've sometimes done it late, but
yeah,
never 50.
No,
50's too much.
I'm making up stuff about us. This is a trivia. I'm making up trivia about us. Did you know that Ben has the biggest penis in existence? That's trivia. That answers trivia right there.
Did you know Max invented a new type of piano?
That's really good. You play it upside down.
Bad. It sounds bad.
You have to be on your head.
Critics agree that it is a new type of piano, regardless of how it sounds.
Maybe if you trade your eyes with a devil because you're blind, you can get an ability to play my dumb piano.
Did you know crisps count as one of your 5 a day?
Yeah, because they're potato, right?
Because they're potato.
Yeah.
And some other shit like chives.
Oh, yeah, of course. If you get the
pepper.
If you get the garlic flavored ones, that's also 5 a day.
Exactly. Garlic salt as well.
Salt
is one of
potato. potato starch also they sprinkle on top of, so that counts as a separate potato.
Basically, any starch. If you get crab sticks, like
Yeah.
imitation crab meat, where it's like starch with seafood flavoring, shellfish flavoring, that's a 5 a day. That's one of
That's
your
a 5 a day. Yeah.
It's actually 2 of your 5 a day. It's starch and crab, which is basically an ocean.
Vegetable. Yes, exactly. It's just like barely knows what's going on.
It has as much intelligence
As a vegetable,
like
yes.
a turnip or a cucumber, maybe.
We don't know. Maybe there's like some people with pet crabs out there.
Well, they did find out they can feel pain, for 100% sure.
Yeah, I did.
Because I think for a long time, with crustaceans and stuff, they were kind of a little like, we're not... It would definitely make sense that they could feel pain,
Yes,
but we can't be 100% sure.
We're going to lie to ourselves because they're so delicious.
So
there was
delicious.
a video.
And cutting off the head beforehand is just too much work.
Yeah, exactly. Cutting the
Stabbing
spine,
the knife in, you know,
to just
it's
end them quickly. You know, you might as well
it's
give them
just
that
too much
decency.
work.
There is a video of it's something that did really make me kind of reduce the amount of like meat I eat overall.
Yeah.
Is there was a video of a guy who's got a lobster trap basically, and he's got a nice lobster, and he goes like, "Oh, can you see how he's like you know, like he's molting or whatever, right? What do they call it? Molting, right?
Yeah.
He's like, he's gonna be delicious, like, because he's gonna like."
They get bigger. They get bigger and juicier when they molt.
So, and because he loses the shell, basically. So he's like, we got him right when he started. He can't stop it. He knows we can see him. I'm going to put him in this cage. I'm going to lower him in the water. I'm going to come back tomorrow, and he'll be out of the molt. He's going to be soft, and he's going to be delicious. And that's how I'm going to eat him. And then he comes back the next day, takes the cage out of the water. See, this crab is all soft, like you can, the lobster is all soft, you can tell. He's like and then he shoves him in the microwave. And I thought it was the worst death in existence, where you're like a gigantic fucking being finds you the day after you start molting, where you can't move, and you know the death is coming. You know, death is coming. He just waits for you to become the most vulnerable state you can ever be in, where your muscles are like non-existent because you molted, and then he shoves you in the microwave alive.
This is some strong dramatic irony, isn't it? As a creature that has developed to be like, I've got so much defense.
Exactly.
It takes so much to crack into me and hurt me because of my thick shell. As long as on my one day where I'm at my absolute weakest, nothing gets me, I'm good. As long as nothing gets me on my one weakest day and puts me in a microwave.
So fucked.
Okay.
But
That's
yeah.
fucked up.
Yeah, it was a weird video to watch, because the guy is like, you know, he's like a fisherman or whatever, so he's so used to it. But when I kind of thought about that situation, I was like, yeah, this is kind of shitty.
It's fucked up. What turned me off of eating meat is that the damn price is getting higher and higher.
Not the suffering, right?
Much.
It's the high prices.
Too much.
I really want them to.
The suffering is also a high price.
Yeah. Well, you know, I don't open my wallet up and I see suffering and I see dollar bills and you know.
I open my wallet up after buying meat. I see a little moth fly out.
A little moth fly out.
I see a little moth fly out.
That's true.
Because the meat is so damn expensive. I've never had lobster either.
Me neither. I never had. I don't really.
I'm not eating lobster.
I had crab, I think.
I've never had crab either.
Yeah.
I've only ever had shrimp.
Shrimp, yeah, I think I only had like shrimp, but I never had fresh shrimp. Like I mostly just had like some frozen stuff that someone cooked something in like a restaurant. I bet they don't use fresh shrimp in restaurants. They probably just have fucking bags of them.
I bet this doesn't taste any different.
Probably.
Yeah, I think people who say, "Oh, you can taste the difference," they just want to feel good about it.
Yeah, that's true. The clams are aphrodisiacs, you know?
Where'd that come from?
Because I don't know, I just thought about shellfish.
It was like a bit of a non sequitur.
So, and I thought shrimp and kind of like clams and stuff, people like mussels, like, and I thought about and I thought about the fact that they're aphrodisiacs, you know?
Aphrodisiacs are pretty funny.
They're a pretty interesting thing. Do you
Just a
think
food
people
that
that
makes
already
you
want
horny.
to have sex just tell themselves that this is like an aphrodisiac, so therefore
But I
it will
guess
make
the
me
idea
horny?
is it's more supposed to like make it better, right? It's supposed to make you like more turned on than you already are.
I guess, maybe.
I've
I
never
don't
had
know.
an aphrodisiac.
Maybe isn't
So,
like
I
chocolate
wouldn't
an aphrodisiac? I don't know. Everything
Chocolate is
is an aphrodisiac.
chocolate is supposed to be an aphrodisiac, and then I think people realize that I don't even think it's true. That's the thing. I don't think they're real.
List
I don't think aphrodisiac. Hello, welcome to Den Ensigns, #1 aphrodisiac podcast. I'm Ben. This is Max. I've got a doctorate in pleasurology.
You're a doctor in pleasurology.
Pleasurology. Max has a master's degree
In what?
In foreplay
Nice. I don't do the D
with a minor in fingering.
That's like 10 years of my life dedicated to this stuff.
You know.
Do you want the?
So
This
look,
is
give me
me.
some aphrodisiacs. Tell
This
me
is
about some
the
aphrodisiacs.
oysters. There you go, mussels. Like I
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
asparagus. That makes a. It's also
Asparagus
makes
is
makes
not
you,
an aphrodisiac.
it makes your piss smell.
It
weird,
does exactly.
Right?
It makes your
On top of
piss
that,
smell strange, but not
artichokes.
unpleasant.
Artichokes.
This is, you know what it is? It's the same thing with like when they tried to market bacon as like epic 15 years ago. I reckon
Maybe,
it's
yeah.
one year there's a bumper crop of artichoke and they've got too much. And they're like, how do we push some of these artichoke? And the idea they come up with is like, well, you know, if you eat artichokes for dinner, you fuck your wife better in the evening. It makes you and your wife, your old saggy wife, want to have sex.
She looks beautiful.
So they're like, oh, we haven't done that in 3 years. I gotta buy me a bundle of artichokes.
Of oysters.
I need a bundle of. Oysters is the only food that I can be like, all right, I guess that's an aphrodisiac because it's got like the clam itself is obviously like a suggestive shape, and the way you eat it and stuff is very delicate and weird, and it comes with some unpleasant noises.
It does here on this site. It also says that this might be a placebo effect.
It's all placebo. That's what I'm saying.
Even
I don't think
like,
aphrodisiacs are true.
Vaccines are also placebo. Anyway, caviar, chocolate, strawberries, bananas are an aphrodisiac because what they look like a penis. That's why.
I guess because it's just they look. Bananas are not an aphrodisiac. Here's the thing. I think this list is confusing aphrodisiac with food that people often use in sex.
Exactly.
Like whipped cream. Whipped cream I wouldn't say is an aphrodisiac, but people just go like, that's a food that's easy to put on somebody and then lick off.
That's true. That
That would make it an aphrodisiac. Like strawberries and shit.
But yeah, that's why when I eat bananas, I take a knife and I cut slices of it and I feed
just
it.
to avoid any
correlation.
untoward thoughts.
Yeah.
I get
But
that.
then I see a guy that's into it. He's the guy that was like that German guy that chopped a guy's penis off and fried it. And he was like, that's exactly what I would do with a penis. And that's an aphrodisiac to him. Figs, pomegranates, watermelon.
Pomegranates is some like ancient Greek aphrodisiac.
A pomegranate Greek.
I'm just talking spiritually. Pomegranates, I think, are not Greek necessarily, but I think they are in Greek stories. A pomegranate.
West Asia.
A pomegranate.
Caucasus region, South Asia, Central Asia, North Tropical Africa.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to
Mediterranean basin.
pomegranate
Greek. I'm going to type in
in mythology. It also prominently features in the myth of Hades and Persephone. There we go. See,
That's
told you.
true.
Hades,
Was it?
god of the underworld, used pomegranate seeds to trick Persephone into returning to the underworld for a few months of every year.
Was she stupid?
I don't know.
Why does she
I've
go
never
to a
had
store and
pomegranate.
get a pomegranate?
Honestly, so true.
Watermelon, honey, and chili peppers are all. This is it. That's all of it.
That's all of them. Those are your aphrodisiacs.
Empirically proven
Yeah,
by some people.
that's
Some guy.
them.
Do I make you horny? And then he eats a chili pepper.
And then
he goes like,
he eats a watermelon.
He goes like, I feel as horny as I'm a little bit more horny. Is there
I guess I feel mostly sticky.
is there like a way to do like a scan of the brain to see if you're horny? I would imagine there is.
Yeah, you'd be able to.
There has to be like a part of the brain that specifically activates.
I think the issue is that it's hard to become horny during an MRI,
Mm-hmm.
because
true.
like how would you do arousal when half of your body is in a gigantic magnetic
Magnet field that's loud.
machine
Yeah,
with
spinning.
fucking blasting you?
Yeah. They
You
do a
can't
picture.
really like. What do they just do? They just gonna tape a Playboy to the inside
Yeah.
of it? And go
Yeah,
like, we'll
that's
just
right.
look at this lady in it, and
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Let's
you
see
have
what centers light up in your
you
brain.
you hire one of those ladies from those hotlines that you call, and she stands outside of the MRI, and she tells you things while you're in the MRI.
It'd be kind
You
of
get
funny.
turned on. There you go.
That would be
That's
pretty
like,
funny.
That's how we test it. They
We'll
call it
try
the
and we'll try
they call
and
it
get some
Max's
money to
method.
run this.
Max's
Max-
method.
the Max method,
That's my.
Although he wasn't a doctor, he did have a master's in foreplay.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what I did my dissertation on. My master's, I was in that. That's the method I
was
developed.
isolating the horny centers of the mind,
Yeah, exactly.
so that we can perform experiments on a brain to make somebody permanently horny.
Oh, which is awful. Yeah, it's
If
awful.
we put diodes in these centers
Oh
and
no.
deliver occasional light shocks,
Mm-hmm.
a person will be eternally aroused. We call this the Austin Powers effect.
That's awful.
We call this the mojo machine.
The mojo, nice.
It gives them Austin Powers style mojo.
Makes
by
it
inserting diodes into the brain.
makes the whole situation groovy, if you know what I mean.
Shagadelic. might say.
Shagadelic, yes.
This
The
experiment is
shagadelic.
not very shagadelic.
Yeah. It feels like you would
I'm a doctor in the shagadelic sciences.
Shagadelic.
Yeah, I went to. I studied in a STEM field.
Yeah, I went to Bush University.
Shagging,
I went to
tits,
Magna Cum Lounge would be a good university
ejaculation,
to get a degree in Shagadelics in Magna Cum Lounge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what Larry Laffern did in
I don't-
Suit Larry.
I tried doing it. I tried playing that game and it wouldn't work. It crashed and then horribly crashed to a blue screen. So I was afraid to turn the game on again.
That's fair.
So when I wanted to see the sex scenes, I just typed it in on the internet. I didn't even have to work for it. It didn't feel as good because I didn't have to work for it. I didn't play the game.
It's very easy to do that now. Yeah, I get that sometimes when I'm playing these Final Fantasy games.
Yes.
I'm like, I want to look at a map of a dungeon that I'm in because they're like annoying to maneuver around sometimes. And then while I'm looking at it, I'm like, man, why don't I just read the guide
Mm-hmm.
instead of playing the game?
Your physical guide, a strategy book, or whatever they would. What they call them?
I print out game fact guides.
Yeah.
I think I did do that once as a kid, and I accidentally printed off
All of it.
many sheets of paper, which wasn't good. But
Wow.
what can you do?
Did you have the ASCII art at the top?
It may have. I can't remember what game it was for, but I definitely did that as a child
Nice. Well,
and possibly got in trouble. I don't remember getting in trouble, but you know.
you're banned from the family computer, Benjamin. That's what your dad calls you, right?
Why did
Benny-
you just dox my full name, man?
Benny Boy. That's what.
Why did you dox my full name?
Bomb Bomb?
Now everybody knows my first name is Ben and my last name is Jammin.
It's a perfect name
This
for a
is
band.
fucked. I'm fucked now.
A single man band, like a single, like
Just bumped my table by mistake. Sorry.
out of anger. I would imagine it was a mistake.
Yes.
'cause
Yes. No, it wasn't a mistake. I
viscerally
was so
reacting.
angry. I was about as angry as I was when I watched the newest episode of Strange New Worlds, Max.
Yeah.
The brand new episode called
A
A
Space
Space
Adventure
Adventure Hour.
Hour.
Right?
Yeah.
Let me bring up a little Wikipedia thing.
Your notes. By that you mean your notes, right? Jonathan Frakes directed this episode.
Yep.
It was
There were
fine.
characters in it.
Yeah, in terms of direction. I don't.
It had scenes. Tolash on
Yes.
the r/Star Trek board of Reddit.
Yeah.
Says, the wife and I couldn't watch this episode. It was awful.
The wife and I. Okay.
No one noticed the TV show in the episode is mostly inspired by the real life story of getting TOS made. What do you mean nobody noticed that? I guess nobody in this thing said anything about it.
Yeah.
This episode sucked ass. I no longer enjoy this show. I think I have unfortunately created all possible enjoyment I can have of future episodes. And, yeah, I guess we've got fucking 7 more episodes of this shit to watch.
Yeah. Well,
Max, what did you think of A Space Adventure Hour? The latest Strange New Worlds episode directed by Jonathan Frakes.
I was hoping. It was rough because I was like, oh, maybe it's going to be fun. They'll go to a holiday. I kind of enjoy holodeck episodes. Like, whatever, do some stuff. They had the sets and stuff, and they did the funny, like, recreation of, like, a pastiche of a sci-fi show.
That immediately made me check out in the episode. That shit was 5 minutes long.
It was
and
very long.
They couldn't even have the good graces to make it like 4x3.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I didn't think of that, but yeah, you're right.
No, they had to make that shit 16:9. They had to make that shit full widescreen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For some reason.
Yeah, and
atrocious. And it was just too hammy. It was just too hammy.
Too hammy, and the mystery wasn't good, honestly.
It's like 5.5 minutes long.
The mystery itself, like the conclusion, and it just wasn't fun.
We've got another great genre pastiche. This time a murder mystery.
Yeah.
La'an has been tasked with testing a brand new device they call the holodeck. They think installing it in ships
recreation
may be good.
room. They call it
recreation room, and then they're calling it a holodeck for short. And it's like, why? Why aren't they calling it a recreation room?
Because it's made of holograms.
It's made of matter. It don't matter.
Photonic matter.
Did you like when La'an went into the room and it was a really bad CGI version of the old holodeck?
Oh yeah. They had
the green screened in atrociously.
Yes, it did.
Like they couldn't
the perspective
even
was off and stuff on
just for a few shots, just like make like a real little holodeck thing.
Yeah,
for them to stand in on a soundstage for like fucking 20 minutes.
Yeah, even Community did that with the holodeck.
Community did that shit. Yeah. You
With the
couldn't
room,
make it.
the
Would
tape
probably
on it.
take like fucking 2 hours to make.
Mm-hmm.
It's just strips. Just do strips of like orange tape on a black square.
Yeah, and
I don't know, man. It was only in one shot. It should have been in more.
it was so like I don't know. It's just like when she's like, so what do you want? They ask her like they ask Lana. So like, what sort of thing do you want to do in the holodeck to test it? And she goes like, I want to do this series of mystery novels that are Captain that saved me from the Gorn colony gave to me after they saved me. I was like, come on, like
She's like,
I
they
get
were
it.
amazing.
I get the Gorn. I get that she's like, it's like a big part of her character,
whole
but
thing.
like really everything has to go back to that fucking Gorn thing, you know? Like I don't know
Well, you
why.
see, our trauma defines us, and you can never really escape it. It dictates every single facet of your being and character.
That's true.
Yeah, for some reason they were like, we'll get Laan to do it. They said because she has like 1 million hours in battle simulators and stuff. So they
Yeah,
were
and that's-
like, so you'd probably get what's going on, I guess.
Yeah. It's like the holodeck is based on the technology they use for battle simulators. Basically, that's what they specifically say. And she's like, they're like, ride it,
Yeah.
stress test it for
Yeah,
us.
stress
basically.
test that shit, yeah. Because we want to make sure it's good before we recommend whether or not it goes in other ships. It's really contrived, the reasoning as to why they are testing this on an active duty, the flagship of the whole fleet, and not just like simulating the level of power and facilities available to a starship and testing it on a planet. It doesn't make any sense.
Because like the issue that came up wasn't, it's not something, because I could have kind of understood it if it was like, oh, it was like external radiation that has triggered something in the holodeck and whatever. It wasn't. It was literally
you mean like the first proper holodeck episode,
Exactly.
Dixon Hill episode,
exactly. That's true.
in which the communication systems of the alien ship triggered an issue, a fault in the holodeck, trapping Picard, Crusher, Data, and Dr. Whalen inside.
Yes.
In danger, as it destroyed the safety parameters.
It's unfortunate that happened. But in this case, they were like, it wasn't even an issue with an external issue that caused the issue with the holodeck. It was literally just like, oh, the Enterprise wasn't powerful enough to run this thing. Like, it was like, they haven't even stress tested it properly, like, originally. Yeah. And it just, like, I guess they could have tested it more in terms of, like, because they basically, one of the things is, like, what they say, like, there's another thing that we're, with the episode, Elementary Data, where it's a wordplay thing, where, like, she says something, and therefore it causes the holodeck to basically try to kill her, you know?
No, she doesn't say it. No. Geordi, instead of setting up a scenario that could stump Sherlock Holmes.
No, I'm talking about the actual Strange New Worlds, not the but that's could they say something like, it's like they say something about the computer where it's like you have to do everything to stop her or something like that. There's like a word thing, so it's the computer goes, I guess I'm just gonna do everything.
No, the computer just reacted to her getting on the right track.
No, okay, yeah.
The computer tried to trick her, by making the game a bit more difficult, and that's why she needed to bring in Spock. But yeah, no, it's very contrived. For some reason, they're testing this thing at the same time that they're like within the blast radius of a supernova.
Yeah,
that they have to observe, which just feels like very poor planning on their part. I don't know why they couldn't be like, let's maybe do this the day after the supernova. Yeah, but I don't know. They installed the whole holodeck. It's like when somebody gets a really bad extension on a house. Like, I imagine there's just like a big square holodeck room that's like taped to the side of the Enterprise.
Yeah, fucking
because otherwise it's like, I feel like you have to build those ships with a room like that in mind, right? You can't just like slap that shit like, in halfway through.
Local council equivalent of Starfield was like, the planning permissions to build this, but Pike is, he was like under the table, like, we know each other, like, just stamp the papers.
He got some rogue cowboy builders to put it together.
That's why it sucks so bad.
That's why it doesn't work.
So it didn't work, because there was just a bunch of guys that weren't licensed. They were outside of Federation. They were like, there's no money in this society. What are you doing, Pike?
it's contrived because ultimately they want to do a holodeck. We know holodeck episodes. We love the holodeck episodes of TNG, DS9, Voyager as well had a lot of great holodeck. Well, maybe not great, but they had them. And then and even Enterprise managed to find a way to squeeze in like a holodeck-like device with some aliens who had it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So who can blame them, you know? Let's do a little one, as usual with this fucking show. Let's do another little genre pastiche. Let's do like a little murder mystery detective thing.
Yeah.
And 2, let's do a send up to holodecks. They're developing holodecks. Look, I don't want to be like the fucking Poindexter Star Trek fan that's like, this timeline doesn't make any sense. But it does. Again, it's a really glaring contrivance because it's like this is like 100 years before they implement even the first round of them properly in ships.
Because they had, remember, he has the little line at the end. The little line at the end, he says, you know, Pike goes like, like Scotty's like, oh, we could use them. I just need
Pike hates the holodeck so much. He's like, kill this idea.
I'll put a little tiny little script. I'll add a little addendum that's written in a different language, you know, that you can't translate so they don't pick it up, you know.
Yeah, it's written.
Yeah.
But it's very contrived, and I keep saying contrived. I need to move on from that word. But it's just so strange because the version of the holodeck that they have here feels more advanced than the one that they have at the beginning of TNG. You know, it has these very, like, the only thing that they're like, oh, the computer isn't strong enough to, like, make up its own people, so for a laugh, it's using all of the bridge crew. Not like random ensigns, obviously. Why would it ever use random people on the ship? No, it specifically uses all the motherfuckers on the bridge crew. Yep. And Mbenga as well, he's there.
Yes, of course.
He gets to say fuck all. He basically is just
it's like that's
he may as well not really be in the holodeck simulation.
That's the worst part is that like some of the characters are like non-existent in the holodeck in this fucking murder mystery.
Some of them are non-existent in the episode. Outside of the holodeck, Mbenga has one scene where he's just like, the supernova is not good.
Yeah.
That's it.
And the thing that pissed me off the most is that like, you know, even in the, you know, it's elementary data episode, they have a bit...
So just to clarify, because we brought it up twice now.
Yeah.
I watched it, I just so happened to rewatch it last week, before I knew this episode was a holodeck episode. And then after watching this new episode, I asked Max to also rewatch the episode, because I think it's a very good point of comparison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a scene where like things start going wrong. There's a cut to the bridge, and Riker and Worf are there, and he's like, Worf is like, there's a power spike here.
He looks over a console because it's like beep beep. Because when Geordi gets it to process a mystery even Data couldn't solve. Yeah, with a nemesis with the powers that would rival Data. There's like a power spike trying to process that, and Worf is like, oh, there's a power spike.
Yeah,
it's gone now.
It just shows the fact that like they have some sort of insight into what's going on in the ship, because like in Strange New Worlds, it seems like they had no idea, even though engineering was falling apart. I guess Scotty was like muting the warnings, like he was just not sending anyone.
Yeah, well, like, that's his character story in this episode.
I guess
it's that he keeps trying to do stuff on his own. But you're right, how it's like, how does he's got such complete control over the system right now?
Yeah,
that nobody is aware that there is this huge power issue going on.
Exactly, you know.
Uhura isn't sitting at her desk going like, my computer's running a bit slow right
Captain,
now.
I think there's something wrong, you know.
Yeah. I'm looking at my battery meter in the top right, and it's red, which is weird because this thing's always plugged in.
Exactly, you know. It's like, it just feels so strange that like literally nobody else knows that something bad is happening, you know, until like they have to tell him in a way, you know, like there is that instance where they have to tell Pike, because the fucking
supernova is about to blow up the ship.
Exactly,
because they chose to do this at the dumbest fucking time possible.
Exactly, you know, it's like, and they couldn't do it in a way where it's like during travel or like, I don't know, like they could have just strained the ship in a like an artificial way, you know, and then used the holodeck. You know, like it's so like dumb, you know.
So
like
to compare it to the TNG episode, and we were talking about this a bit before we record, I think they do a very good job of setting up an issue that involves the simulation within the holodeck and the tension outside of the ship. You know,
yeah.
In the Moriarty, in the ship's effort to like rival Data, create a rival for Data, has created essentially a different type of Data in that it's like a being with a growing consciousness, right? An AI, that is becoming sentient, becoming aware of itself.
Yeah.
And in that process is also endangering the ship because it is now aware that there is a simulation and a world outside of it, and it is trying to gain control of that world outside of it.
Yeah.
And that's bad because if there's an issue, the ship's going to fucking blow up and everybody's going to die.
Yeah, exactly.
So the things are tied together, you know? The danger outside of the holodeck and the hologram itself are linked in the story.
Mm-hmm.
In this episode of Strange New Worlds, the supernova and the holodeck simulation are entirely separate things that don't have any bearing on each other whatsoever.
Mm-mm.
The holodeck simulation could be literally anything. She could be given like a holodeck tour of a sewage facility, you know?
Yeah.
For all
very highly
fucking
intense,
matters.
highly detailed sewage facility.
Yeah.
You know?
The only thing that matters is that the holodeck doesn't work properly and is eating a lot of
She's
power.
running I don't know if you ever run like the hairy donut benchmark that you use for PC. It's like a very kind of like famous one to do. It's just like a hairy donut that just has a lot of hair on it. That's like, to strain your graphics card basically. So like they could have just done that, you know, in the
They could have done anything like that. They could have done anything like that. So the fact that it's like a mystery that she has to solve, you just don't care about it. You don't have any stake in it.
Yeah.
The only thing they give you is that, like, well, she has to solve the mystery in order to end the simulation. And it's like, well, there's no reason for it to be a mystery, though. It could be literally anything. So the murder mystery itself doesn't feel like it actually has any stakes then. Unlike the mystery, the Sherlock Holmes mystery, which isn't really much of a mystery that it creates, you know?
Yeah, on the scene, it's not, yeah.
That feels like it has stakes because it's intrinsically tied to the danger that faces the ship, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's just I think the main reason I wanted to request you rewatch that episode is because it just shows just some small changes, just like some competent writing can go a long way.
Yeah.
In making an episode go from like, because Elementary Data is a very good episode. Mm-hmm. It's not like one of the best episodes. It's maybe one of the best. It's probably one of the more iconic episodes for sure.
It explores,
but it has
it explores Data really well. It's just the way he thinks. Like, you know, like
it
I
does
feel
a
like
fantastic job. Of characterizing Data and showing it through a good antagonist that mirrors him. Much better than Law did in the first season. It gives it because obviously
let's teleport that tree outside. It's so fucking funny. It's insane.
The tension, or not the tension, but the issue for Data is that Polanski, the racist, has challenged him to prove a level of deduction that she doesn't believe he has, right? Within the process of this competition, they have created what is essentially a second Data, a second synthetic being that is trying to prove its own existence, right?
Yes, that's
prove
true.
that it is alive now, like Data is
mirroring Data.
So there's parallels there that work really well.
Yeah,
and
unfortunately,
help explore the characters, but I can't think of really how La'an is characterized in this episode. The biggest moment for that, I think, is like when Uhura is like really jacking off the concept of Star Trek.
Star Trek,
as a piece of cultural
Star
history,
Trek is an
you know?
institution.
Star Trek is important because it makes anybody think it challenges political ideas and ignore the main character, the main character of our show being played by a Zionist right now. It's about fighting oppression. It's about a kid could see this and they want to explore the stars. You know, it's an important
about
show.
Exploring of tough ideas in a baby format. You know,
yeah, yes, science fiction.
Science fiction.
And in doing that, she's challenging La'an as the detective character and saying, like, you know, these stories are important. But I feel like La'an already knew the stories were important.
Yeah.
And they
there's just like there isn't a conflict because there isn't like a back and forth. It's like, oh, she agrees because she like cries in the end, right? She like she tears because it's like, but at the same time, it's like it is funny because when you think about it, it's from like a meta way, right? It is a nostalgia bait machine. Like she's the holodeck in its battle like simulator logic is nostalgia baiting her, you know. Mm-hmm. She's like these characters, like there's multiple places in this show where there are like direct things about like it's the holodeck like targeting her, where she does the thing with the speech about the show. There is something about like I think relationship at some point, and she kind of mirrors the Spock relationship.
The big thing is how that she's coming to terms with the fact that she is romantically interested in Spock.
Exactly.
That's how the episode ends, as she goes to the real Spock, as it turns out the one on the bridges. So, the one on the holodeck is fake, and they kiss. So they do their dance and then make out.
So at the same time, we can say we are being nostalgia baited right now.
Yeah,
and you're basically telling us that we're stupid because we like this stuff basically, and watch this stuff because it will go away. Like that's what you're telling. That's what the message of this episode is basically, you know. And I don't know. It's really dumb.
It's very bad. It's a very bad episode, and it goes to show the just. I don't know. Maybe it's just something to do with like the process that these shows are written in. Maybe they rewrite a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
One thing that bugged me is that there's a point when they first show La'an entering the holodeck, it's got like a sliding door, like a lot of the rooms have, you know, back then. But despite that design that they eventually went for, there's a bit later on when Spock calls for the arch, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I mean, you already showed the fact that it doesn't have that. So at some point along the way, the script called for him to say arch, and it was probably going to be designed to have an arch, but they didn't end up doing that because they just didn't think about it when they did that. Something's not clicking in the pipeline, you know? But there's just a lot of little things that, on top of the main issues that just compound to me, like, I just think they don't really know what they're doing.
Yeah.
One thing that really bugged me rewatching it, and I sent this to you in a message specifically so I remembered it, that all of the people in the holodeck simulation are members from the bridge crew. And at one point, one of them gets killed off, as it's a murder mystery. And they all crowd around her. And somebody says, like, is she dead? And Ortega, the holodeck Ortega, who's there, is like, what do I look like, a doctor? But yeah, she's clearly dead. And then it cuts to like the hologram Mbenga as well, and it's like, why didn't you have him do that line? Like that would be a solid joke, right?
Yes, yeah.
It's funny because he is the doctor on the ship. He is the doctor, but in the hologram, he's like, I'm not a doctor, I can't do anything here. It's like, that would be like a nice, easy, straightforward joke. And the only reason I can think is like, maybe they didn't want to do it because it's too easy, but then it's not like they did anything particularly interesting or complicated in the episode anyway, so maybe they should have taken a couple easy swings, because at least that's entertaining.
Yeah. Like, that's the thing, it's like, I feel like this show is like corny in a bad way. You know what I mean? Like, it's like,
I feel like it's corny, it's ironic. It feels it's starting to feel very ironic.
But at the same time, honestly, I kind of didn't like the design of the the show, the fake show they were making. I was like,
It was
this
way
looks kind
too-
of it's too.
It was way too stupid.
Too stupid. Yeah, exactly. It was too stupid. I feel like it should have been more competently made, the show that they were showing us they were making, right? I don't know. It's just so weird.
You look at like when DS9 did their whole going back in time to that era, to the original series era. There was it kind of made a bit of a joke about how it used to look, because you would go from, at the time, the much more advanced and higher budget looking DS9 back to the lower budget, the original series, less advanced thing. And part of that humor was like, oh, look how kind of retro the show looks now.
Yeah, and they were recreating like they were emulating.
Yeah, no, but that's the point. It was recreated with love. It was earnest.
Yes,
you know?
exactly.
In this, it's like, it's just so over the top corny that it's like, it's a bad way to start, because it gives the viewer the impression that like, this shit's stupid, right?
Yeah, and like the thing
Am I
is
right,
that, like,
everybody, this whole thing is
exactly.
like, this is dumb.
Yeah.
And then all of the little contrivances that come after that, to me, just I think they say to the viewer like, if you care about this, you're stupid, you know? If you give a shit that this is poorly written, then you're stupid. And it's like,
and it's like,
I guess I am.
Even
It's kinda
Voyager,
stupid to care,
Voyager did like an
this.
old-timey video, like, remember when Paris did the Captain whatever, like, I don't know what it was called, and that was really well made, like, they didn't take it as a joke, they made sets, and this was just like, oh yeah, we'll take a bunch of cardboard and we'll make a garbage set, and it's funny because it's garbage, because it's old, it's like,
funny because it sucks.
yeah, and it's like, I don't know,
Like, the old thing used to suck.
yeah, it is.
Isn't that great?
I don't know. It's very, yeah. It's not. Still, we are in. It's so over. Like, there hasn't been a. We're so back.
Yeah. I think I'm now reevaluating stuff, and although there are some episodes that I enjoy from the first two seasons, I am now thinking that it's like, yeah, you know what? I did get. I think. Discovery and Picard at the time really steered my my ire away from this show, and that just based on the fact that this series was episodic instead of serialized like the other two, it was like, wow, what a breath of fresh air. But now that it's flying solo,
it's not flying solo because you're watching TNG at the same time.
No, you know what I mean.
I know, but at the same time, I'm saying that you have a very high contrast.
I started rewatching TNG after the fucking third season started.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
It's not like I'm just was halfway through TNG. I know, I have like a stronger point of comparison here or I have a point of comparison for a stronger show. I recognize that. But like, I've already seen that show. It's not like I'm going into it with zero knowledge and I'm watching TNG for the first time alongside it. I would have already been watching this series with the knowledge of TNG, although a bit more foggy because I hadn't seen it for a while, and going, this show kind of fucking sucks.
You should do an experiment now and start watching Picard instead, and see how, and then you go like, oh, actually, this isn't that bad. And then
the issue is that I would blow through Picard in a week,
and it would be very funny too, because it's a very funny show. It's a horribly dumb, funny, if you sit there and laugh at it, show. Yeah, because it's incredibly dumb.
It feels disingenuous now to be like that. I watch that show because it's so bad it's funny, while complaining about how this show is too ironic. It makes our comments feel a little wild. No, there's a difference.
We're not robots. We're not clankers like Data.
Because Picard also had that issue where they kind of treated their show.
What did she called a slur? I'm pretty sure she used a slur, robotic slur at some point.
Maybe.
It's like asking Data is not solve a mystery. It's like asking a computer not to compute. That's what she says. I was like, come on,
something like that.
Like, come on.
She's upon rewatching TNG and getting into the second season now. I do appreciate her presence, because I think in the first season there isn't enough challenge to Data.
That's
true. And I think Polanski is important in that she roughs out that stuff more, She she introduces the idea that, you know what, there's fucking plenty of people out there who are gonna see Data as just a toaster.
That's true.
Just a very advanced toaster.
Like, not everybody has like it is a huge world with shit ton of people in it, and there will be people that have a certain opinion about a certain thing, you know, and that's what is also interesting in terms of writing, you know.
Yeah. It creates, even though her presence on the show is like, I suppose, 1/7 of the TV series, purely because the lady that was playing Crusher wanted to be paid more.
Yeah,
and
that's
why
like
they
and that's what you do when you
like, I
don't
like a better paycheck in the second season.
You wanna you fire the people that they're working there, and you hire a Polish immigrant in their place. That's what you do. This is what Star Trek, even in Star Trek Future.
I don't think the lady that was playing her was Polish.
I know. Well, that's the commentary.
Oh
by
wait,
the
so you're
showrunners.
saying even in Starfleet they're gonna replace
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I see. I thought you meant.
It's a job nobody else wants to do, so they'll get a Polish guy to do it, you know.
That's the kind of thing that makes it difficult to talk about this, as because it was a golden age of television, but it is also hard to want to return to that fully, because it's like although the output was incredible, the production surrounding it was often really terrible.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's not like I want to go back to that. I mean, look, here's the thing. Make 24 episodes again. Make 24 episodes ranging from quite good to pretty bad.
Yeah. To
But
fantastic at some point.
Take like 2 years with it. I don't care. You're already taking fucking 3 years to make 10
That's
episodes.
true. Yeah. Unfortunately. But yeah, what's the next episode? What is it called? The Strange New Worlds.
I don't know. The episode of shit that crapped the butt. Episode of fucking doo-doo ass TV show. Is Nurse Chapel in the show anymore? Because she was in the holodeck.
She was, yeah.
She was not in the episode otherwise. Is she gone? I have yet to confirm whether or not she's a member of staff of the crew.
She was in the previous episode, right? After
the
wedding?
She was in the last one.
Yeah.
But we were saying, why is she here? Didn't she leave?
Like I told you, it was a stint. She did a stint in the archaeology thing.
But then in this episode, I think they make a point to show everybody who was in the holodeck simulation also on the ship, right? Even Mbenga, they gave one little scene where he was just like, "Hey, check out this information on this iPad." All right, bye. But Nurse Chapel was not in the episode outside of the holodeck. Also, she was using her real Australian accent. Did you catch that?
Yes,
because the lady that plays Chapel is Australian.
Yeah.
So she was actually Australian.
She didn't have to act. No,
she didn't. Hey, was she ever acting? I'm kidding.
She's competent.
I'm just an easy joke.
Through the lens of time is the next episode.
Is it gonna be a time-based episode?
A time-based episode. Maybe we'll see Pike is gonna be like, "Oh no, I'm gonna die in an explosion. I'm having a crisis." I don't know.
Through the lens of time. Let's see. Do we have any info on this? There's some photos.
He's gonna have.
That's a photo.
Agent, whatever. What was that agent called?
I don't remember.
The time agent guy that would ask Archer to help constantly because he's incompetent, and then he was in Discovery for some reason, played by Cronenberg. Agent whatever. He's gonna be like, "Pike, I need help. Help, please, help, Pike, help." I like the idea. This character is so incompetent. He's asking for help in every single series of a show. He's just so bad at his job. He's like, "Please, I shouldn't be doing this, but please help me." He's like, "What do you even do for a job at this point if you're asking for help constantly?"
Honestly, it's true.
Yeah. But yeah, look forward to the next episode, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know what it's about. I'm seeing there are pictures. They've posted pictures of the episode.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening in the episode.
Well,
it was written by Onitra Johnson and Davy Perez. The fifth episode features an adventure to a genuine strange new world. Complete with a strange new civilization.
oh no.
That's
What a name, yeah.
Finally, they're going to a strange new
Finally, yeah. That's
okay,
true.
this episode looked like it's going to have Nurse Chapel and Dr. Corby in it again. So I guess they're there and hanging out. Wait a minute. This has... Hold on. Oh, there's going to be some drama. Because the people on the planet, it looks like a group of 6. All right?
Mm-hmm.
You got Uhura and Ortega's brother, I think.
Yeah.
Remember how they were like building up a thing with them?
Yeah, they did.
And then the other 4 people, La'an and Spock, Nurse Chapel and Dr. Corby. Uh-oh.
It's a
Drama.
Love Planet, they call it.
It's Love Planet.
You get stuck in it's like an alien show where you get stuck on it and you just have to be on a reality show. That would be pretty
Maybe
fucked
they'll
up.
do that next season. Maybe they'll do a reality show genre pastiche.
But then you fuck it. Then you do it like you have to make it evil. So it's like whoever gets off the love planet dies. We throw him in a supernova because it has to have stakes. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. This show is not very good, I think.
Yeah.
I'm starting to...
It's tough to start talk about it even because
this one, I mean, I watched it on yesterday, and then a couple hours before we started recording today, I was like, I should reread a synopsis because I don't remember some parts of this episode, and as I was rereading it, I recognized that I kind of don't remember half of the episode altogether.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I guess I should rewatch it. This is probably a bad way to go into the episode. So I rewatched that, and I rewatched Elementary Data. What a good episode that is.
Mm-hmm.
What a fun little adventure. You had Geordie building his big ship.
If we were
I like
in
when Worf turns up and he's in his like Victorian suit. You know,
Yeah.
He doesn't even go into the holodeck. I like that Picard is like. Do you think secretly Picard was like, "Ooh, I get to dress up"?
Definitely, yeah.
He was like,
he was because he like makes he was like they were like, oh, do you gonna just go in? And he's like, no, I need to dress up because then it will like make a dissonance. Like there will be a dissonance between.
He doesn't want him asking questions.
Yeah, they don't want
questions.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, and he's like,
which is a good reason, but deep down you're kind of thinking, I bet that guy really wanted to dress up.
Exactly, you know,
because he doesn't get many after Dixon Hill. He doesn't get too many holodeck adventures.
Yeah. Which movie was it where he gets the gun, the Tommy gun, and he fucking shoots everybody? Is it Nemesis?
First Contact, man.
Oh, okay, First Contact.
No, where they go into the like casino bar thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and he
Kills
gets
people
because it's a Borg. Remember, he's
Yes.
playing a Borg.
Yes.
With a Tommy gun. They turn off the
awesome.
restrictions. And then there's that great, hold on, I can probably find the gif. There's that great moment where he's fucking like just shooting. He's shooting and he's like, ah!
And yes, that's true. Yeah, that is a good shot. And it's like another thing that this show is failing at is a big indicator, I think, that we created. I feel like we developed it as we can take credit for, which is the GIF keyboard indicator on things, on media. If there isn't a lot of GIF keyboard media, it's a piece of media, it's going to be bad, okay? And it doesn't seem like there isn't anything for this season that people are
but there's
creating
still
GIFs
plenty for the other seasons, so it's a little hard to gauge.
I feel like it's I feel like even when we did Discovery, I feel like there was more of a reaction and like more stuff from the season we were currently watching than.
I don't remember looking at the GIF keyboard that much at that point.
I did specifically look at that stuff.
Right,
yes,
well, I'll just take your word for it then.
But,
I mean, it's definitely a large part of how stuff is marketed these days. On social media, is making sure that everybody has a stable and quick to access area for reaction gifts
Yes,
from their favorite new
exactly.
TV show. Tulsa King had a great one. Tulsa King was so good, and it was such a surprise because it was like the show had been out like 2 months, and I just on a whim was like, "Is there a Tulsa King gif I could send to Max?" And I was scroll. It's like there's like 50 of them,
Yeah, it was so.
all
every
of
single
Dwight
scene,
saying various things.
every
and it's
single
like,
fucking
wow,
scene. It was insane. You could react
Incredible.
to anything with Dwight, the general, Manfredi, right? Manfredi.
Dwight the General Manfredi. Yeah,
I wonder when that's gonna come out. This 3rd season, we were.
hopefully soon.
I'm looking forward more.
We don't want Sylvester Stallone to die.
That's
too
true. I think he's doing pretty well still. Hopefully, maybe.
3rd season is slated to premiere September 21st, 2025.
Nice.
So,
All right.
So in a month.
Well, we'll
more
get
Tulsa
something
King.
to watch.
I love having something to watch.
I do. Looking forward to a piece of media because to Star Trek, I have to wait 6 months after this.
Yep, true.
And I have not been. My tummy is empty when it comes to good Star Trek media. It seems like maybe I'll start playing some of those point and click games that we tried to stream that were really bad to stream, and I'll just
We did
cover
start
those.
the year saying we should go back to that, and then we didn't in the end.
Yeah, we just never tried to set up again. Maybe we'll give it a go.
Can I search by like I'm on the Tenor website now.
Mm-hmm.
Can I search by like recent?
I don't know.
Do they have like I'm trying to find out now because you can do GIFs.
GIFs.
Explore reaction GIFs. No, this is
People,
like,
everybody email us. Is it a GIF or a GIF?
everybody
you guys
email
think?
us. What's your favorite Strange New Worlds GIF?
Yes.
It's mostly the first 2 seasons, I guess.
Yeah. That's the thing. The marketing gave up. They were like, "All right, we don't have to fucking make the GIF keyboards anymore." We forgot to do it.
I mean,
for
there
this
is
one.
a lot from the first 2 seasons, and
Yeah.
probably a good amount of them are like fan uploaded. I imagine.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's where I
All
also
of them.
feel like is the driver, right? Is the fans that are uploading these, and that's what I'm not seeing basically. And also, there
Yeah, but
just
they
hasn't
might
been
just
much
be getting
stuff.
buried. You know, they might just be getting buried.
That could be true. Also, very strange camera work in the first episodes of this season hasn't been happened again since that episode. You had cameras spinning. You had really close-ups on Pike and their faces of the
Do you think
crew.
Jonathan Frakes is gonna be doing some shit like
He
that?
hasn't done anything in this episode. We watched it already.
What?
This was a Jonathan Frakes episode. This
I
one.
know. That's what I was saying. Do you think he's gonna be doing shit like that? No, of course not.
Oh, you mean?
You were
mean
saying
like
we
that.
haven't seen any of that return, and I was like,
Yeah.
yeah. Do you think Jonathan Frakes is gonna do that shit? Come on.
Yeah, he just sets up a camera and he goes, "I can't beyond belief."
Yep.
You know, beyond this episode is beyond belief. The writers came up with this episode specifically of Star Trek: Strange New Worlds. It is interesting. This was completely fake. Actually,
This was completely true. It came from a TV show called Strange New Worlds.
circular
Fact.
logic. You know, fact. It
That's
was
what they
actually-
did. You not remember that one Beyond Belief where he was like, "Yes, this did happen. It's from this guy's book."
Yes,
And then we
Yeah,
look
they
it
did
up,
do that.
and the book is entirely
fake.
filled with fake stories.
It's
about
very
his life.
funny. It is very funny.
And they were
It
like,
is-
"It's true."
they as their evidence for the truthness of the thing is a book of fake stories. It's so fucking funny. It's a level of obscuring it in a way, you know.
It's only because we have the internet as well. In the fucking early to mid 90s,
Yeah.
somebody watching that would be like,
Yeah.
"Damn, I gotta find this book and find out," because that was the marketing. The guy was probably on the TV show
That's
like, "Let's
true.
plug my book." Do some cross promotion, but now with the internet, we can be like, "What the hell is this book?" People
Fuck.
would be like, "This is stupid." What do
Utterly
you mean
fake.
that was true? What a great TV show! Oh my god!
Fuck! They took it off Amazon, which kind of sucked. We didn't end
Wow.
up finishing it. Well, I think it had a reboot, right? It had like a. I don't care.
I don't think it had a proper reboot. I think a different TV show did some stuff based on it
Mhm.
with Jonathan Frakes. but it wasn't
Yeah.
like a reboot. They just did some bits.
Do you think, Anosh, if you were in a holodeck and you ate an aphrodisiac, would you think it would still work?
This goes back to my fucking main thing. If you just get the processing power for the holodeck to create a sperm cell down to the fucking tiny little bits inside the atoms of it, could you impregnate somebody with it? Because at that point, as long as it's still carrying that information at that level, surely it would work. You've been listening to Dead Ensigns.
You better don't get that don't breathe guy in that holodeck that you're describing right now.
True.
You don't know what he's going to do.
Please don't conjure a guy from Don't Breathe. Definitely do not give him a turkey baster.
Yeah, and also don't give him an ability to take over the controls of the computer and turn off the, what are they called, safety protocols, please.
Yeah. Please don't do any of that.
Creating don't
disregard previous statements, please. Uh-oh. Did I say that? Oh, no. Oh, jeez. You've been listening to Dead Ensigns, the #1 aphrodisiac podcast, as I said earlier. Why would it be any different? This episode of Strange New Worlds was stupid, but next week's is going to be one of the best episodes of Star Trek ever made. I stake my life on it. And if it's not next week, I will die in the middle of the episode. Not voluntarily. I will just drop dead.
Okay.
My heart will stop.
That would be interesting. We'll see.
So man,
I'll edit around it. If you die, I'll edit around it. It's fine.
So if it's bad, we can take the Strange New Worlds crew to court.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Say you killed this guy.
It's liable because you said it before it came out, you know.
Well, cut this bit. Anyway. Cut this bit. Say we'll work it out. We'll work it out.
All right, go on.
I've been Ben, this has been Mex.
That's me.
Time for the long bit. Hold on. Do you think I could do it in one breath? I don't think I could.
On.
I'll
you
try.
could do it. Yeah.
Hold on. Gotta exhale. Empty out. In.
It's like deep diver.
Deep breath. If you've enjoyed this episode, you can go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Podcasts, and any other podcast thing like Stitcher and find us. And in those locations, you'll also be able to save the podcast, leave a rating, and in a lot of cases, even comment. All that stuff can also be done on YouTube as well, where we upload it as videos. You can find it under Dead Ensigns. You can leave a comment there. If you don't want to leave a comment in any of those places, though, you can email us deadensigns@gmail.com. That's deadensigns@gmail.com. Thank you for listening. Goodbye. One
Bye.
breath, baby.
You did it,
it's
no
only
problem.
just now running out. See ya.
Bye.
It's shorted out, sir. We're gonna have to phaser it.
Then what are you waiting for?
Right away, sir.
Faster would be better, Ensign.
I can't, sir. We don't want to...
That's enough.
But, sir...
Stand aside, Carlton. I'm going through. You're alive. Good.